agency owners that want to get ID card for themselves and also for their staffs. So this is what you need to do here. Once you log in with your agency email and password, you come to the staff menu right here, and then you click on Add Staff. Alright? The system automatically understands that you are the one logged in into the system. So, however, for people that have multiple agencies attached to their email address, in here, when you click on the agency, it shows the list of all the agencies you have. The essence of this is that the system wants to know the ID card they want to issue is for staff of which particular of your agencies, right? So that's the essence of this dropdown that you have here. So for me here, I only have tax travels on top. So I'm just going to click that, and I'm going to put in my name here is Mahil, and then the last name Akibu, the gender as well, an email. The last time I checked, Akibu Mahil. So, and here, my phone number as well. And the position in this case, I'll choose owner. So, but if I'm generating for a staff of my team, I have to select staff. But if it's for me, I select the option of owner. Then the zonal region is definitely Abuja. There are probably another one. So here it's asking me for a picture, right? So I'm going to select. So this is actually an example of, the kind of picture we expect you to upload on the platform. Very clean, very sharp, plain background. It could be white, it could be ash, it could be any color, but just ensure that there is no noise at the background. Thank you very much. So I upload that and I submit it. Right? So it said I have email there already to submit that. So once I submit that information, right, it automatically takes me to the staff page where you see the picture, the name, and everything, the agency, and also the default status you have here is inactive. So it's only active until you actually make payment for that. So when you scroll down here, you see it's showing us the demo picture of what the ID card looks like and what you're going to get at the end of the day when you done requesting for the ID card. So what I'll just do here, I'll go ahead and say request for card, and the payment option is going to pop up for me to pay a fee of 10,000 naira, right? So, all right, thank you very much. So once you're done with your payment, this is the kind of thing you will have up here. So once you're done with the payment, the system automatically generates an ID card number for you, the issue date, which is the current date, and then the expiry date, which is the 2 years after the date that you make payment for the ID card. And however, you will see that the status will also automatically change to active. The ID card status also change to active. After 2 years, the ID card status will change to expire. Then you can come back to renew the ID card as well. So instantly after your payment, you can download an electronic copy of the ID card temporarily for your identification and all. However, within 7 to 20 days, you should have the physical copy from the NANTA headquarters. So that's the plan that we'll make. So if you want the e-copy, you just click on download the e-copy, and then this is the final output, and this is what it looks like. You can download this on your phone or your computer or anything at all. So, and as I was saying the other time, right, that the ID card number, so the explanation you have here is that you have N1, which is NANTA 1, which is Abuja, because I chose Abuja as my region, right? And then you have the S, right? So, which in this case, for this person is a staff. When it's an owner, what you see instead of S is letter O, right? So that's how you identify if the card holder is a staff or agency owner. Then the letters that follow is actually TTAT, right? So that is Start Travel and Tours Limited. Then the IA that follows is actually the initials of the name, able to clone this, which I bet it's almost impossible. We have QR code here that you can scan. The moment you scan this QR code, it takes you back to the NANTA platform for further verification. For instance, right, if you take this code and you go to the NANTA website, right, you click on ID card. Yes, sir. Sorry. Sorry. So you take that to the ID card page, right? And okay, start info. Because the idea is that we are supposed to actually scan the code, and then this code that I'm entering here is what's supposed to give you that information. If you scan that code, this URL you have up here is what is going to validate the system. You can see that while even high that builds the system is trying to go, it keeps showing you out. That's to tell you that you cannot bypass it unless you use that QR to validate it. So, and here you will be able to see the result that says, okay, this person is active. You see the date they registered, the issue date, and you also be able to see the expiry date of that ID card. So if the ID card is expired, you automatically see the status as expired, and you also see the expiry date. So those are the ways to confirm if the person that is holding the ID card is actually the owner of the ID card. And you can see that even on the search result as well, we also display the name, we've displayed the ID card number, and we've displayed the person's picture. So this is where I stop. Thank you very much for paying attention to me. I'm very happy to be here.
All right, if you have questions, we're going to keep you here for like 5 minutes. If you have any immediate questions, yes, we'll ask other questions later. All right. Usher, can you just take one mic to them quickly? I just want to take 1 or 2 questions so I can clarify that before he leaves the stage. But like I said, we've been told it's going to be going around and engaging with members across the nation, but we just want to take 1 or 2 questions quickly. Usher, the question, yes, down, thank you. Yes. We'll just take 2 or 3 questions and we'll quickly go to the next session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to find out one about the staff IDs, ID cards. How do you erase the ID cards from your company? Because these days a lot of these guys are fluid. So how do you get it off your system once it's been issued?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. How do I erase?
You know how when you generate the ID cards, right? And the staff leaves your company because this is so-called. How do you take it off? Because once it's downloaded into their phones, they are a representative of your company. So how do you deactivate the card? How do you get it off their system so they're not going around representing your company when they don't actually work for you anymore?
Okay, thank you very much. So as the agency owner, right, so that's exactly the reason why we have 2 statuses, right, on this page, right? You can see that we have one ID card status, and then we have another status up here. The agency will be able to switch the status to suspended, right? And once you're switching as well, you'll also be able to leave a comment. You also be able to leave a comment, right, while changing the status of that, so that people knows that this person is no longer active. And when it's also a public search, the status, the current status of that ID card also shows on the public search that, okay, look, this is either suspended or inactive. I cannot hear.
People are not going to go that far. They won't start going into the website to see if this person is active or inactive. All they're going to see is the ID card on their phone.
Yes.
So the website has to be in such a way that once the staff no longer works for you, you can delete his ID card off the system.
Well, thank you very much. Let's take a real world example, right? You issue ID card card to your staff, then that staff leaves or whatever happens, that person is no longer part of your team. The ID card is for the person. Option one is to take the card when they're leaving, but if that is not possible, right, we only can deactivate QR code and the status from our system. However, for record keeping, we still have to keep that person's information on the system, but with the status of this person is no longer part of this team. So that's what we can do. We cannot delete information. Deleting a data from the system can actually cause trouble. But yes, data is possible to deactivate. Because again, one of the things we thought about in the process while building this ID card system as well is also for a boss. I beg your pardon, I don't mean to offend anybody. There are also bosses that are also wicked. They could want to weaken that staff for very minor reasons and all of that. And that is why we've developed a system that states when you are deactivating this staff, state your reason why you are deactivating it, so that when that particular staff is going to another agency for work, they know exactly why that is happening. And if they want to do further verification, yes, they can do on their own. But deleting that person's information when nobody could actually really tell what happened and why this person is deactivated, I think it might be unfair on this side.
Sorry, I think I want to also respond to that question, because that came up with the ESCO at the meeting. Because the question was, what happens to a staff that leaves from one agency to another agency? How do we know? How do we deal with that? One of the things, or one of the ways that we suggested, was that we will please beg that you let us know at the secretariat that this staff has left. But in any case, we need to know, so we have to delete that staff from this agency and then activate that staff from the other agency. Because what we also want to try and do is to have a track record of staffs that are moving around, and also have a data bank of our members. So we have accurate data. Every time we're making provision, we're making those provisions with accurate numbers. And we're also showcasing to not only our stakeholders, so for example the embassies, that these are our members, they are listed here, these are their ID cards, and you can verify that with the QR code, or by taking a step further, going on the website to check. Because we all know that at the embassies now, they even go as far as going on your Facebook to see what your activities are. So we believe that they will go that far to check. But we want to also be able to track staff as they're moving from one place to another. But we won't be able to do that if members are not letting us know that Mrs. BC has left yesterday, so we can deactivate Mrs. BC from your agency.
All right, good afternoon. To confirm if the old ID card is still valid or not, because mine will expire in 2028. So is it still valid or not, or do we have to upgrade to the newly created version? Thank you.
Here, you might want to take this. The question is that if the old ID card is still valid, or they can still use it. So, sorry, the straight answer is
the old ID card is no longer valid.
yes. Thank you.
Majority of the old ID card have expired anyway, and this is a new system, so we've left that system already to this new system.
So, and allow me to also add a little bit to that as well. So, you will also notice that the verification has been taken a step further as well. Your old ID card does not have the feature of the new verification. So, even if you present it, the person you are presenting it to might say that it's invalid. I understand that you have a future expiry date, but the verdict remains valid. Thank you very much.
That's all, everybody.
Thank you.
Actually, validity of the ID card. Now, based on the CEOs, why don't we do it like passport, international passport, whereby it can be valid for 5 years, so that we'll be able to get the value of the ID card. If it's expiring so quick, are we renewing as it's expiring immediately? Or does it have a time whereby if you don't renew, you start afresh?
Okay, so the system has the capacity to keep your information anyway. So the moment it expires, you renew, and you can shows them that this ID card is expired. So you can renew. Well, I believe the decision of having 5 years or multiple years will have to be dependent on the association. If you have the instructions to go ahead, I'm very happy to implement. I personally also like the idea of longer years. But of course, just like the passport, the 5 years, 10 years prices are not the same. So if you are creating for maybe longer years, of course you pay a different fee. So if the association approves, I believe we can implement it. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to appeal to the president and the executive that we should be allowed to exhaust the years on the existing ID card. Like right now, I just checked, I scanned the barcode and my name came up, and I mean, it's still valid till 2027. I want to appeal to the leadership that we should allow the existing ID card to expire on behalf of members that have the existing ID card. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. A very valid question, and that also was brought up at the Executive Council meeting with the BLT, because some other members also have that ID card that are supposedly valid. The reason why we cannot extend or move on with that, the current ID card we have, is because we have changed contract. The current ID card or IT or internet provider is different from the one we had before. And from after today, that your ID card will be invalid. We won't be able to make it invalid before today, because at this house we have to rectify the new ID card, the new website, by somebody proposing to move a motion to adopt it, and then second, that's when it becomes valid for us. That's why you still have it validated. After today, we will not be, and we will not be able to continue with that other IT company, because our contract is over, and we couldn't just move on with them.
So at this junction, can somebody move for the adoption of this?
What goes forward. Now, the question which has brought about the no, yes sir, I can see you sir. So that's also valid till 2027. Okay? So I see and I understand. Now, we will not be able to move on with that company that has printed that ID card. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. We will not be able to move on with that company that printed that. What else, please? That printed the ID card, because our contract with them is finished, and they can take us up. 1 minute, sir. We will respond to your question of what happens to what you have now. 1 minute, sir. That's why we will not be able to move on with them. Now, the second question is what happens. One house, please. The second question is what happens to the current ID card. That's the second question. Now, there are a lot of things that is possible behind the scene, and there are other things that we can do, and we can have a look at it. I'm going to allow Mr. President to respond, and we'll see what we're going to do or how we can go about it. But we can move the old ID card to the new ID card. Hold on.
what should have asked is what happens to the old ID card and whether you can transfer the value of the old ID card to the new ID card. Yeah. As a legal, as a professional body, it doesn't speak well of us to have two forms of identification. Yeah? So whatever you are paid, yeah, or whatever financial value you have on that ID card will be transferred to the new one. So you will not be double levied. You will not be double levied. But we will not keep two faces of NANTA. You know, if I give this money, now you keep one face. So it will be one ID card. But you will not be charged. Yeah? If your ID card is still valid, you will not be charged to transfer to the new one. So was that satisfied? So can we have a member raise a motion? Yeah. I can overrule you. Can we have a member raise a motion? Please. Raise a motion for the ID card and the website so that we can make progress today. We have agreed that NANTA is wrong. Thank you very much. For those of you standing, please take this full detail. Can we have a member? Yeah.
My name is Daniel Olabinton, from Vedas House and Tour. But before I move the motion, sir, can I suggest a better way to avoid this in the future? We are an association. If there has to be a movement in the back end of most of the utilities we use, we can avoid sending a questionnaire. I will raise concerns to effect on the agreement of partnering.
Noted, Daniel, you know that we send people, you know that this administration is very, yeah, you can't fault us on sending out surveys. We send out surveys on everything that we want to do. Yeah, we send out surveys. So let us close this subject, you know, we can take it up later. And then you're also a committee member. Yes, so you are involved in all the decisions we take. Yeah.
So, because in the last few weeks, right, my team has to face a lot of manual communication, manual challenges that, okay, I have issue with this, I have issue with that. So we built a dedicated robot for NANTA that we call NANTA Hill, right? So the robot will be able to take care of all your issues, even if it's midnight when human beings are not there. This is the robot that will train with millions of data to be able to actually take care of these issues. So, but the idea of to launch this robot is on the 1st of next month, because we need to get a dedicated WhatsApp number from the association to attach to the robot. This is going to work on WhatsApp. The number is going to be shared with everybody. All you have to do is to say hello, salam, anything, your language. The robot comes back and asks you what kind of information you need, right? Even, the system, the robot has also been trained to have information of where your ID cards are valid, what kind of approval you get from different organizations as well, right? So you just go, the system gives you, all those information, and if you have issues that the robot cannot handle in very few occasions, yeah. So I want to also plead with everybody that it has to be handled the next business hours, right? So, but midnight, other days, issues that could be handled, trust me, it's already automated and that can be done. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. We are about to go into the main meat of our AGM now, but we want to take the last two products. If they are ready, can we have Universal 5 minutes so that they can come? They'll just run through the video, and because we're very business-like people, we don't want a situation where our sponsors go out of here unhappy. So Universal, please can you come on stage? Let's run together for Universal as they come take their video presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. Can video play now?
hash 06 hash. If your phone displays an EID, there was the standard SIM card. Then came the mini SIM, followed by the micro and nano SIMs. But what if you didn't need a physical SIM at all? Introducing Univasa eSIM. Now you can enjoy multiple mobile numbers on one device without ever swapping cards. To check if your phone is compatible, simply dial *# hash 06 hash. If your phone displays an EID number, you're good to go. Visit roam.univasa.com to purchase your eSIM. Scan the QR code or choose any of our other installation methods. Once installed, congratulations. Your Univasa eSIM is ready to use. Univasa eSIM. Stay connected, stay global. Visit roam.univasa.com and make the switch today.
Okay, what we want to do with NANTA in a nutshell is when the member visits this website, roam.univasa.com, and they choose any of the plan, there will be a place where you can enter a coupon code. In order to drive the adoption of the new ID card, we have decided that once we see any member ID card code on that page, we will be able to give substantial amounts of commission to that member that owns that code. This collaboration will be done with the tech team of the association. Let me repeat that. When you go to roam.univasa.com and you have your ID card ready, so in order to drive the adoption and to promote its usage, just like it has been said earlier, that when you go or visit certain hotels, you will get discount. What I'm saying here is that you also get discount automatically without even needing to sign up with us, meet us, in any way. Just put the member ID card on the section of the coupon code. The way the member ID card is done is so intelligent. I really love the presentation. There is a section of the code that has the agency name, even though it is abbreviated. So that section already shows us whose agency owns this code, and the commission will go to them immediately. So if you have a staff that is doing the booking of the tours for you, and they are able to cross-sell the eSIM to the customer, you know that, okay, you are going to this country, do you want to have a 10 GB or a 5 GB eSIM? The customer say yes. The same way you collect payment for your, for the airline, the same way you collect payment for the tours, you also collect additional payment for the eSIM. You can charge them any amount that you deem fit, the same way you do currently. However, what you will pay on the portal is a static amount, but with the agency code, with the agency ID card, you will instantly get a commission, a substantial amount of commission. I will allow the NANTA expert to decide what that will be. And you will automatically get an email into your box telling you that the same way when you add an insurance, I'm sure you get some notification from the insurance company and things like that. Yeah, so you will get an email from Unifactor that you have just used your code to purchase this amount, and this is the commission that you get. You can claim it by clicking on the link or by following whatever instruction that is there in the email. It's going to be in real time, and it's going to be, experiential for both the agencies and the customers. To finalize on what I have mentioned earlier, it is important to first check that the phone is eSIM compatible. To do that is to type *#06#. This is a global code. If you type it on your phone, you will be able to decide or determine if your phone is eSIM compatible. Most of the new phones that are being introduced today are going to be coming with there is a report recently that iPhone is not going to be producing any physical phone again. This is future service. This is next generation service at your disposal. Thank you so much again, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Universal. So the last product now is Oasis Executive Lounge. Let's put it together for them as they come on stage. That's the last product for today.
Good afternoon once again. I'm standing on the existing protocols. My name is Abimbola Meke. Please, can I have the slide first? Okay, thank you. Can we please move to the floor? Okay, I already did the introduction earlier on, so I just wanted everyone to see some of our unique selling points. Sorry. Okay, so some of our USB, we have dynamic business relationship with various airlines, like I mentioned earlier. Then we have world-class service and product offering that is built on loyalty. We have a lot of corporate customers as well. Then we have strong affinity with HNIs. If you use our lounge, you have the runway view. You can see the runway from our lounge. Then we offer the best travel experience in lounge service in Nigeria. Then we also have flight announcements. So once it's time for you to board your flight, you'll be notified. We have shower facilities as well. We have a friendly customer service at the reception. I talked about alcohol beverages and unlimited non-alcohol beverages. There's breakfast buffet, there's a la carte lunch and dinner. We have CCTV, and we have certified, we have the halal certification and hazard analysis and critical control points, compliance. And we also serve continental and intercontinental dishes as well. So these are some of the pictures of the lounge. Okay. So this is the barcode. I wanted to mention about this barcode earlier on. So with this barcode you can scan and then you can register your customers that are coming to the lounge. And also let me mention again, the lounge is 32,500 for walk-in passengers. But ANML is giving out the lounge to all our NANTA members as well as customers at 26,850. So it's up to you to sell at whichever amount that please do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's put it together for Oasis one more time. Now, one of the great things that have happened in recent times is the fact that we are particular about empowering the young people. Those who came early today will know that we had a master's class. So I'm going to be calling on the Vice President of Abuja Zone, Mrs. Ibiwari Kemogota, to come and take us through this particular session. She's going to let us know some of the things that they're doing, and we're going to have an induction and certification of the Travel Agency Foundation training. Let's put it together for her, please.
Thank you, my brother. Good afternoon, everyone. My BAT chairman members and the executive council members of NANTA. And everybody else, I'd like to say a very good afternoon to you. I hope you're having a very good time. If you're not, we can shut the program down now. Okay, so since I didn't hear, no. So, to just give a brief about the NANTA Capacity Development Program, which has been on since 2020. And I'd like to give credit to the immediate past president, Madam Susan Akboriaye, who empowered us with the goal to see how we're going to get capacity building as a major component of NANTA. And also the current president for carrying through that vision to see where we are today. So this is where we are. We have been able to create a curriculum. We have about 5 milestones that we intend to achieve for this vision. The first one is to create curriculum and standardize that curriculum. The second one is to run pilots. The third one is to get institutional partnership. The fourth is to establish NANTA Training Institutes. And the fifth is to have training institutes licensed to give those trainings. Some of the milestones we're doing together. And I'm happy to announce you today, and Mr. President, if you don't mind, I would like to have you and IPP come up. And if you're also a member of the training committee, please, I'd like you to come out here as well, because it's not just my job. We are a team building that journey for our members in NANTA. Part of the goal for that vision is to ensure that we empower agency business, and we created a training called the Travel Agency Foundation Training. It ran for 1 month and it covered 5 major anchors which we identified as critical areas for new agents to get skilled in to be able to succeed in this industry. May I call on all the trainees who are here? Some of them are online as well. If you participated in the just concluded Travel Agency Foundation training, I'd like you to come out here because we're going to present your lapel pin. Just to tell you how interesting it is, or it was. We had training and we had exam IATA standard. The idea was we're running this pilot for the future. So when we go to the institutions, we need to ask for support in terms of instituting what the vision is. We will have shown example of what we did. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the ladies and gentlemen who participated in that training. Yes, it's good to clap. And by my side are members of the training committee, and IPP is the one who gave us this task originally. A key member of our team couldn't make it today, Alaji Ahmed Ojoalakwe. He had some issues he was sorting out. I really thought he would have been able to make it, but he sent apologies and said he wouldn't be able to make it. He has been very instrumental in our success. And I'd like to give the president the microphone, just for, he said he was just going to say one sentence. He attended, I made him attend some of the trainings so that we can get feedback. Now, part of what we did, everything we had in this training program was entirely sourced. And we have had partnerships with airlines, GDSs, to be part of the faculty members so that we're solving unique industry programs. That's how we came up with this. Mr. President? So we'd like you to say a few words. Tell us your feedback from what you experienced in the class.
Okay, thank you. So for our distinguished members and guests, yeah, you'll notice that food is going on. We'll get to everybody. I would also, before I say anything, I would like to acknowledge again in our content, Mrs. Yinka Babaye Ruben. She is my namesake, and she's the Director of Air Transport Regulation, NCAA. I would like her to please join us on stage. No, NCAA is very responsive to us these days, and she's instrumental. It's very key to that relationship with NCAA. It's also important for her to observe and take back to NCAA that we are really professionalizing our membership, particularly our new intakes. I believe I was opportune to be one of your resource persons, right? I was opportune to be one of your resource persons, and I must say that your level of intellect, I was quite impressed by your level of intellect. And at some point, one of you, I can't remember the name again, you almost threw me off my feet. So it made me comfortable that yes, we are attracting the right people to NANTA. So congratulations to you all. And we are going to have that presentation today. We will go today.
Okay. We covered many areas. We covered NANTA. We covered relationship for us to know who our regulators are. We covered the core competencies of the travel agency should have. So, I know you didn't attend the training. I would like to invite you for the next one, but I'm sure you have a few words regarding the capacity building drive for NANTA in trying to make this association and the industry professional.
Thank you very much. I stand on the existing protocol. First of all, I would like to congratulate the new entrants to the association. It's not an easy task, and thank you for taking time out to attend the training. And also, I'd like to commend the executive of NANTA for such an impressive decision to try and professionalize the association. The more professionally inclined the association is, the better it is for us as the regulator to do the right thing and to ensure that every stakeholder that is involved in this downstream follow the due process. And I'm so happy that with both the previous NANTA management as well as the new one, they're working very closely with NCAA to make sure that the downstream sector, when NANTA falls under, it's a going concern. And we try to address issue as soon as it is brought to attention. And I'm sure very soon you'll see the fruit of all the hard work that the president and the vice and the whole team has put in. So congratulations once again to all the new intakes. I look forward to, I wish you a fruitful business, because it's a business, and to propagate the whole of aviation industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to hear from the students, talk about their experience. I like to, no, we don't have a class rep, so that's the next one we're going to do it. Now, I need you to take note that this is a pioneer students of the Travel Agency Foundation Training Program for NANTA. So we're going to create an alumni. They were asking for that. Now, I'd like to hear their feedback. I told them, tell the truth. There's no sugarcoating. So, Moshud, are you here? Moshud, can we have a microphone, please? We have three of them. Tell us their experience. Can we have a microphone, please? So give Moshood microphone. Adola, where are you? Adola is here. Who else opted to speak? I forgot who was that now. Adola and all set go Mary. Yes. So after Moshood, Mary speaks, and then Adola. Please, let's hear what you have to say. Under 1 minute. Okay. I don't want to preempt you because this all is huge. We saved in a huge amount of money, and I'm asking for 1% of that money for NANTA. All right. So, Moshood, let's hear you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We really want to first of all appreciate NANTA for the initiative of the training. It's an eye-opener, and as we all know that information is power. If you are not informed, you will be deformed. And I can understand that the president is very keen in terms of market protection. And I'm of the opinion that there's no way NANTA can take market protection if members are not informed and if there's no right capacity building. And that is exactly what the organizer of the training was able to achieve. We are given the right information, we have the necessary exposure, and at the same time, they build our confidence. As the VC was rightly saying, I was first paid 7 million naira to acquire a HAPA certification. If not the information through that, because the person was able to mystify the process. But through the lecture, through the training, the process was demystified. And I have of the opinion that NANTA should find a way to ensure that this training is compulsory for anybody that wants to join the association. Because that is going to naturally make members to be more professional. And QUAC will definitely be gradually eradicated. We can avoid this reality, but it may not be possible for us to avoid the consequences of avoiding the reality. So it is important, even those that already existing travel agents, in administration there's what is called train the trainer. Please try to also ensure that, try to organize a training even for the existing travel agents. Thank you once again, and a special appreciation to Mr. Binod, our class person. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think you heard what he said. We saved him 7 million naira. Am I right to ask for 1% for NANTA? Moshood is in the public now, so I don't know what you're going to do. So we're asking for that 1%. Yes, we have another program for existing members. It is the Professional Travel Associate Program. We will bring that to you as it comes. Remember, the programs are designed to answer industry questions and solve those problems for you. All right, Mary, can we hear about your experience?
Good afternoon, everyone. So I think Moshood has practically said everything. Just to add to what he has said, for me, joining the training, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but it was the best experience for me was having to learn under these experts that you see over there, having these people mentor you and tell you the best practices, how to work professionally, the ethics, the regulations, the things that I expected from you was a game changer for me. The knowledge was a lot, it was relatable. They were willing to listen to any question you had to ask about whatever it is you were dealing peculiar to your own business. So the knowledge was a lot. They really impacted us with so much, and we're grateful for their mentorship. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Adola, let's hear you.
In the course of the training, we are also taught about the travel agents is not about profit making alone, but it's about satisfying our customers. Then another aspect is we have to put our product into practice. And what I really really enjoyed about it. I wasn't into cruise at all. I didn't know anything concerning cruise at all. So it was during the process of the training, I learned a lot. And we have to put our product into practice. So I went to a school, told them about the traveling and all of those things that were being taught. I went to Ibadan at the museum center to get more information. So the school gave me a contract that I should bring my proposal.
So we helped her win a business that she wasn't confident prior to this training. So I'm also asking for 1% now. For NANTA, not for me. Okay? So I mean, there were many of if we begin to have this conversation here today, it's probably going to take the whole of the time. I want to specifically thank the VPs as well, because I shared this information with them and they went to town and encouraged their members to join the training. And I'm happy to say that members from all the zones participated in this training. That is how you see us work together in NANTA for projects that are for the good of our members. We were going to present the lapel pins now, but before then, I'd like to give the microphone to the IPP. You have 1 minute to share. She was a student and a resource person as well. While I come down so that we can present these lapel pins to the foundation members of the travel agency foundation training for NANTA 2025.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor of the NANTA Training Institute. Okay, I just want to say leadership is by example. Even though I was a resource person, I was a trainer to myself. I attended all the classes, so I was a resource person, a trainer, and equally a student. So even the classes that I did not take, I made sure I attended the class, and I'm a witness to everything they have said here, and I'm one of the happiest people here, and NANTA training has come to stay. Mr. President, thank you very much. Leadership is about continuity. Continuity is what brings growth and development. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say. And a big congratulations to the class of Pact Badge 1. Can we have a round of applause for them? Pact Badge 1. Please get ready to have your alumni. And as the training goes on, our alumni group will continue to grow. These are Pact Foundation members Batch 1. Pioneer members of the training initiative. Now the lapel pin is being given to them right now, welcoming them to the world of our beautiful profession. I don't know how many of you are here, but I say anybody that cares to listen, that we have the best profession in the world. Sorry, man.
Elvis, our own just came in. Dr. Tokumbo Dagudu, you have the minute message? Yeah? Dr. Tokumbo Dagudu is TP2. Yeah. I think you have, he has a message for a minute. So before Dr. does that, we have in our midst Dr. Alan Lima, our own, yes? And we have been waiting for you all day. We know that you are very busy. We are happy to have you. But even before you came in, we are done good acknowledgements about you. I'm sure you have one or two things to say to us. You are welcome, sir. So, Doctor.
Our distinguished colleagues, it's just a brief one. What we are doing today, it is statutory and it is constitutional as far as NANTA is concerned. We're supposed to start this last year, but because of the tight agenda of the AGM last year, induction is now mandatory for new entrants into the association. So what we are trying to say is, if you have not been properly inducted into the association at the floor of the AGM, which is in conformity with the constitution of the association, and like Dr. Kemi Pierre said, we need to value our constitution, we need to respect it, and it should serve as a supreme law for us. So please, I want to plead with you, if you have not done this, you need to go for this training. It is compulsory, it is mandatory, and it is statutory. So that truly we exhibit, we are a professional body. Thank you very much. And I want to congratulate all the newly inducted members of the association and wish you a worthwhile experience with NANTA. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
25.
Immediately after this, we're going to be looking at the initiatives and projects of ITTC 2025 and the NANTA Day. Pastor Chi and Miss Tracy Ozakwe, please be on standby. Immediately they file down, we want you to quickly go on stage so that we can look at the initiatives and projects of the ITTC 2025 and NANTA Day. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Don't worry. All right. Thank you so much. All right, can we have Pastor Chi and Tracy to please come forward and talk about the initiatives and projects of ITTC 2025 and the NANTA Day. Let's put us together for them as they come on stage, please. Please, let's put us together for them as they come on stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you've been having a wonderful time so far. Right now, we want to talk about the International Travel and Tourism Conference that is scheduled to take place in Banjul, Gambia, on the 25th of May to the 29th of May. And it's because it's going to take place in Gambia that I have standing beside me my Gambian colleague and my sister, who is also the director of marketing and promotion for the Gambian Tourism Board here in Nigeria. ITTC is not new to us. It started under the leadership of our immediate past president, Mrs. Susanna Koreali, in South Africa in 2023. Then we took it to South Africa. And then we had the one full time that we had collaboration with South African Tourism and with the University of Johannesburg, where we had trainings and we were certified to collaborate with the university to promote the university in Nigeria. 2025 is another year. Please, may I have your attention? 2025 is another year for ITTC. And now under the administration of our able and unable president, Mr. Kafalani, we zeroed down on the Gambia and the city of Banjul to hold that conference. It will be no different from the one we did in South Africa. It will rather help us to promote the Gambia and its beautiful terrain, help us become Gambia specialists, because the Gambia is in West Africa, it's just 4 hours away, but then we have decided to do what the ITTC incidentally was set up to promote, Ms. IPPP. Please, can you join us? Thank you very much. To do the Africa to Africa trade. So we're promoting travel within Africa, and then we're bringing it down now home to West Africa. So I'm not just called Mama Banjo for nothing with IPP here. Please, the way to go May is Banjo, Gambia. 4 nights, 5 days, we want to open up Gambia to Nigeria. We want to open up Gambia to the Nigerian public. And I'm very glad that our partner, Epis, is here, because I think they started, actually, they took the bull by the nose and started flying into Banjul. And they're still flying Banjul. So we're doing them a favor, sir. We're doing you a favor. We're doing every other airline that is now flying into Banjul a favor. Because now we are opening up the route to the Gambia. So there'll be more people flying into the Gambia. And sir, I know our schedule, if you look at your dates, they may not synchronize. But before you leave here, sir, I want to make a commitment from you. As we also want to do with all the other airlines. So what are the benefits of the ITTC taking place in Banjul, Gambia? One, we will understand what the destination is, and then we will now be trained. We will be trained. It's a 2-year contract by the grace of God, but this initial year we will be trained and certified by the Gambia Hospitality and Tourism Institute. So the resource people they have put together is amazing. They are there to teach us the intrigues of Gambia. My fellow great NANTA professionals, as we open up the Gambia, and I really want us to be a part of it, we told them will be a minimum of 150 people that will come there. Please, can we give a clapping standing ovation to Epis? He has just told us every day we want to go, we should let him know Epis will carry us there. At our best. At a cost that will not punch your pocket, but will not punch our goal. Do I have a yes? Sir, our date is to depart on May 25th and come back on May 29th. We can go in the evening, sir, so your flight, and we want to feel it, sir, because we told Gambia that minimum 150. If your flight can take 300, we want to go with 300. Do I have a yes in the house? Are we all going to Gambia? At a rate that is unbelievable. You know what is happening in Gambia, my people. During the winter, the Europeans flock to Gambia, and during the summer, it's empty. So they want us to bring people to the Gambia. And who says that when we go to the Gambia, that we will not do collaborations with the other DMCs that bring the Europeans to Gambia, and tell them, when you come in December, during your winter, Epis will be there to pick you for a few days in Lagos, Nigeria, to pick you to Abuja. So you do a few days in Nigeria, you go back to Banjul, you complete your vacation, and you go back to Europe. So that way we are bringing domestic tourism into Nigeria. That way we are telling Gambia, thank you. Thank you for bringing the Europeans to Gambia. Every season we don't carry them like this, bring them to Lagos. They spend some days in Lagos. We carry them back to Banjul. Banjul, we take them to Europe. And then we are making money, isn't it? That is what we said when we came in this administration. We will do policy, but we'll also look for ways to make you make money. And in the Gambia, you have a lot. Even our Muslim brothers, you see the Gambia is also a Muslim country, so you do mini Hajj there. If you're not able to go to Saudi, you go to Gambia. And why do the small mini Hajj in that place? Can I have a yes in the house? I was going to say praise the Lord. Good afternoon.
afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. All other protocols duly observed. Thank you so much for the support I've received from NANTA particularly. Also, I'll appreciate the NATO president seated here because she's also supported, and I know that we have a lot of travel agents that are also tour operators. On behalf of Gambia Tourism Board that I represent in 3 markets, Nigeria, Benin Republic, and Ghana, I'd like to say a big thank you for the support we have received so far from you all. And we are happy, we are prepared to receive you all in Banjul. And I can promise you, take it to the bank, that word, that you will not regret coming to the Gambia. We are fighting so hard to sell our low seasons, which is from April 15th through to October 15th, which coincidentally is summertime here in Nigeria. So I'm sure you will find that route very profitable. We have established DMCs. We are set. Everything is in place to welcome every member of NANTA. Thank you so much and God bless.
Please, they are holding me. Don't worry, I will leave. Outside, we have the secretariat. Do and register. Let's go out now and do the registration and put the names down so that our own, Mr. Chairman Epis, will not forget to. We will give him the list. Thank you very much. Again, I'm from the Eastern Zone. Eastern Zone, we have our African Travel Market in August. You'll get to hear about that. NANTA, we move. Others follow. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Pastor Chi. Anytime she comes into the house, there's so much energy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to call this man on stage because for me, is one of those Nigerians that you are so proud to be associated with. Someone who carries Nigeria on his head and gives it all that he can. It gives me a lot of pleasure to invite to the stage right now to come speak to us for some few minutes the CEO of EPIS, Mr. Allen Oyema. Let's put hands together for him as he comes on stage.
Thank you. His Excellency, Mr. President of NANTA, the executives, past and present executives of NANTA, members of NANTA, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me use this opportunity to apologize for coming late. I was telling President Yinka that I left my office at almost 5 a.m. this morning. By the time I got to the island, I started sleeping around 6:30. Each time I woke up, I would say, okay, let me take 5 minutes to rest, and I'll sleep off again. I wake up again, and I will sleep off again. No other reason for coming late other than, the call of nature. So I'm very, very sorry for coming late. I should have been here earlier than now. NANTA is so dear to me. I love the way you guys do your things. APIS may not have been APIS without your support. We appreciate your support. Even when we are about to start the London route, I called on a lot of you, even Mr. President wasn't a president then, but I remember that he came to my house because he's a proud Nigerian and he wants Nigeria to succeed. It's not about one man's business. It's about our nation. He came there, spent from 12 noon to about 8 o'clock telling us what to do freely, without charge. Help me thank your president, please. I cannot forget that. And so many of you also offered words of advice, and we took it from there. Today, I can say that we are succeeding, even though there's still room for improvement. But without NANTA, I don't think we would have been able to do it alone. You people have been very, very helpful. I commend you. In NANTA, I see very proud Nigerians. In NANTA, I see nationalism. In NANTA, I see patriotism. I see love for one's country. We may not be the best. We are not even the best. Let's not kid ourselves. But you stick out your necks for us, to support us, because you believe in the Nigerian project. Knowing fully well that the foreigners will not come and employ over 6,000 people working in that company. Because if any of them, if it fails, those 6,000, none of us will be able to determine who will be an armed robber or a kidnapper the next day, or a suicide bomber. We must, every country these days, protects its own. A lot of people might not like what Trump is doing in America, but he's protecting his country to the best of his abilities. Every country protects its own. We've been on the international stage. We know what we faced. We know what we smoothed to be where we are today. But I want to say something here. The British government, or the UK government, is not against peace. The collaboration between us and the British government is very, very cordial and very progressive. The British government have been very helpful to us. Even through the embassy here, the Deputy High Commissioner has been very helpful. They've even given us tips and advice on how to move forward. Remember, we have a history that nobody can break with the British people. So all those issues of the past now remain in the past. We are charting a new course. And I want to assure you, by the next winter, around October, APIS will start the Abuja-Gatwick flights. And we are trying to see how we can connect Kano. It's still in the offing. It's still in the works. Because our northern brothers flying all the way to Lagos at times gives them problems. So we are still thinking, should we do Abuja? I need your advice on that, maybe later. Should we do Abuja, Kano, Gatwick some days, and do Abuja, Gatwick on some other days? It's something we are still working to help our nation. And I want to bring it to your information that we have also procured more 777s. We've also bought more 777s. And so I'm sure some people must have seen them. Very beautiful, better than the ones we had before. So it's something we want to do. We don't want to get into the fray and leave. We have come to stay. And I thank you because of that. And listening to Pastor Chi about what she was saying about Gambia. Gambia has a lot of potentials that the Nigerian agents can explore. It has a lot. It's still a virgin country yet to be explored. And I urge you to listen to her and follow their lead on that. If you look at my hand, actually, you'll be seeing Gambian flag. This was given to me in the Gambia. I went there, I saw for myself. It's an announcement that will be coming in the next 3 weeks, but I'm not ready to make that announcement now. But a lot is going to happen in the Gambia. And when you are going to Gambia, please go through your leaders. Go through your president. APIS is going to collaborate with you to make it very cheap for you. Well, it's a promise. It's a promise because I want you to get there. I will tell Tony Olajide to calculate all the taxes only because we don't like paying taxes for anybody. The ones that will belong to us, I can take it away. So I would like to help. I always love this organization. I felt so bad coming here very late. I love NANTA. NANTA is in my heart, and I'm in your heart. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Let's give it up for Mr. Allen Oyema, one more time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We need to quickly talk about the NANTA Day. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling on my dear sister Lola to please come on stage and take us through the NANTA Day.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to talk about the NANTA Day. It's an initiative from Mr. President for us to launch a day similar to what we do at Black Friday. So at this time, we're having the consumers in mind. We will communicate the date exactly, but it will be sometimes in November. We have chosen the month of November because that was the month that NANTA was set up. We don't have the actual date, but we know that it was in the first month of November. That was when the first meeting was done. But the NANTA Day, each zone, it will happen at each zone at the same time. So from each zone, you pick a point. You walk from that point to your seat of power. When you get to your seat of power, either to see the governor or the commissioner for tourism or anything to do with tourism in that state, or the house member that is in charge of tourism, and we'll have a position paper that Mr. President will give us to deliver at the same time. And then we'll do a walk. What we have also done is to speak to a few airlines to give us a discount. So the discount will be NANTA Day discount. So on that day, consumers will be able to purchase a ticket for a discounted amount for buying through NANTA and using the word NANTA. That is to put the name of NANTA in the mind of every consumer and to make sure that they're thinking about us part time. So we will have airlines. We have a few African airlines that have signed up for it and a few international airlines that are happy for us to have that NANTA Day, and a deal code will be generated for us to use on that day. We will communicate that. We just want you to have that in mind. It's about 10 to 15 minutes walk, so if you need to start going to the gym from now before then for this walk, please feel free to do so, but we'll be walking on that day just for us to have in mind, for the general public to have us in mind and the great things that we do. Other details will be sent to each zone via the VPs and of course the PROs. Thank you so much for listening. Ms. Daiwa.
Thank you very much. Now this is the time we go to the floor because we are now finishing up the morning session. We want to go into the meat of the AGM now, which is going to be for members alone. So at this junction, we want to thank everyone that is our guests for coming today. We're really grateful for spending this time with us. We're going now into the AGM, and the AGM really is for members alone. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you know you're not a member of NANTA, we would want you to go and patronize all the exhibitors outside. But if you're a member, we'll sit down and we'll do the AGM thing because there's a family meeting that needs to go on right now, and it's only going to happen among the families. And so if you're not a member of the family, thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished members. At this point, we would like to make a presentation of the financial statement for the year ended December 31st, 2024. So at this point, I would like to hand over the microphone to our external auditor.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. The members of the BOT, Executive Council, and members of NANTA. I'll be reading the report of the independent auditors to us, and that will be on page 9. Okay. So the report on the audit of the financial statements, and in our opinion, NANTA, the Association Financial Statement, gives a true and fair view of the financial position of the association as at 31st of December 2024, and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of the association, which comprises the Statement of Financial Position as at 31st December 2024, Statement of Comprehensive Income for the year then ended 31st December 2024, Statement of Changes in Funds, Statement of Cash Flow for the year ended 31st December 2024, and the notes to the financial statements, which include a summary of significant accounting policies, which are in the body of the report. So the basis for our opinion, we conducted our audit in accordance with ISA. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our reports. We are independent of the association in accordance with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statements in Nigeria, and we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. For the other information, the executives are responsible for the other information. The other information comprises the Executive Council reports, statements of Executive Council's responsibilities, but does not include the financial statements and our auditor's reports thereon. Our opinion on the financial statements does not cover the other information, and we do not express any form of assurance, conclusion thereon. In connection with our audit of the financial statements, our responsibility is to read the other information, and in doing so, consider whether the other information is materially inconsistent with the financial statements and our knowledge obtained in the audit, or otherwise appears to be materially misstated. If based on the work we have performed or the other information that we have obtained prior to the date of this auditor's reports, we conclude that there is a material misstatement of this other information, we are required to report that fact. We have nothing to report in this regard. The going concern. The association's financial statements have been prepared using the going concern basis of accounting. The use of this basis of accounting is appropriate unless the executive either intends to liquidate the association or to cease operations, or has no realistic alternative but to do so. As part of our audit of the financial statements, we have concluded that the executive's use of the going concern basis of accounting in the preparation of the association's financial statements is appropriate. So to the responsibilities of the executives and those charged with governance for the financial statements. The executives are responsible for the preparation of the financial statements that give a true and fair view in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, and for such internal control as the executives determine is necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error. Auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statements. Our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an auditor's report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but is not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with ISA will always detect a material misstatement when it exists. Misstatements can arise from fraud or error and are considered material if individually or in the aggregate they could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions of users taken on the basis of these financial statements. As part of an audit in accordance with ISAT, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. We also identify and assess the risk of material misstatements of those financial statements, whether due to fraud or error, design and perform audit procedures responsive to those risks, and obtain audit evidence that is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. The risk of not detecting a material misstatement resulting from fraud higher than for one resulting from error, as fraud may include collusion, forgery, intentional omissions, misrepresentations, or the override of internal control. We also obtain an understanding of internal control relevant to the audit in order to design audit procedures that are appropriate in the circumstances, but not for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of the association's internal control. We evaluate the appropriateness of accounting policies used and the reasonableness of accounting estimates and related disclosures made by the executives. We also conclude on the appropriateness of the executives' use of the going concern basis of accounting, and based on the audit evidence obtained, whether a material or certainty exists related to events or conditions that may cast significant doubts on the association's ability to continue as a going concern. If we conclude that a material or certainty exists, we are required to draw attention in our auditor's report to the related disclosures in the financial statements, or if such disclosures are inadequate, to modify our opinion. Our conclusions are based on the audit evidence obtained up to the date of our auditor's reports. We evaluate the overall presentation, structure, and content of the financial statements, including the disclosures, and whether the financial statements represent the underlying transactions and events in a manner that achieves fair presentation. We communicate with those charged with governance regarding, among other matters, the planned scope and timing of the audits and significant audit findings, including any significant deficiencies in internal control that we identify during our audits. The report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Companies and Allied Matters Act requires that in carrying out our audits, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audits. We confirm that the association has kept proper books of accounts so far as appears from our examination of those books and returns adequate for our audits. We confirm that the association's statement of financial position and statement of comprehensive income are in accordance with the books of accounts. And I'm here representing the engagement partner on this audit, which is Adekunle Co. for Adekunle Co. and Co. Chartered Accountants. Thank you.
All right, so we have financial highlights for the year ended 31st of December 2024. Our total income for year 2024 is 137 million naira 431,610. Our total expenditure was 130 million 472,682. Surplus for the year was 6 million 958,928. The total asset was 243 million 994,997. The current liability stands at 22,241,890. Accumulated fund is 57 million naira 694,274. Okay. Yeah, the financial key indices expenditure to total income ratio was 95. Then surplus to total income was 5. Total income to total asset ratio was 56. All right, statements of the financial position. Properties, plants, and equipment for year 2024 totals 59,563,337 naira. The intangible asset is 12,049,480. Total 71,612,817. Other current assets, subscription receivable is 121 million naira 882,771. Prepayment and other receivables 5,515,247. Investment 34,363,530. Cash and cash equivalents 10,620,632. So it totals 172,382,180. So the total asset stands at 243,994,997. Funds and liabilities. Accumulated fund we have 57 million naira 694,274. Reserves we have 146 million 759,743. Then other reserves 19,299,090. Total is 223,753,107. The liabilities. Other liabilities we have creditors and other payables, which is 15,461,017. And deferred income is 4,780,873. So that totals 20,241,890. So the total funds liabilities stand at 243,994,997. Okay, so this is statement of comprehensive income for the year ended December 31st, 2024. So, total annual dues for 2024 was 86,850,000 naira. Surplus from NCA, the NCA registration, we have 50,489,993. Now, surplus on NCA registration is 91,618. For NANTA training, it was nil. For ITTC, it was nil. Now, less expenditure. The deficit from AGM for year 2024 was 28 million naira, 6,960 naira. The deficit from WTM was 4,419,210. Staff cost for year 2024 was 12,799,585. General and administrative expenses, 38,910,753. Professional charges, 591,250. Financial charges, 469,472. Impairment charge, 40,910,179 naira. Depreciation, 4,365,274. So the total expenditure came to 130,472,682. So the surplus of income and expenditure stands at 6,958,928. So that's where we stand. So, okay, at this point, I want to ask us if we have any question based on the report that we just presented to the House. Please, the floor is open for question and answer. Do we have any question from the floor of the AGM, please, on the financial that has just been presented to us? Any question from the floor of the AGM on the financial statements? Okay, can we have a microphone, please? Microphone.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, sir. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol, whatever that one is. My observation is simple. Depreciation appears to be 4,385,274. My question is, if it's possible for you to shed more light on the component of depreciation. As I understand depreciation to mean the wear and tear of an asset. So that is my question. Thank you so much. My name is Mustafa Mohammed from Northern Zone. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. I will yield the floor to the external auditor to explain that to us, since it's a document.
All right, sir. Okay, the depreciation is on the assets that the association has. So the association has, it has building, motor vehicles, plant and machineries, furniture and fittings, and office equipment. And for each of these different classes of assets, there are depreciation rates that are applied on them every year. So that is the rate applied on the costs that are currently in use of each of those classes of assets, which gave us, for the 2024, gave us the 4.365274 for the year, sir.
So, does that answer your question, please? So, do you okay, okay. All right. Alaji Monsuru, please go ahead.
Mr. President, other executive members, fellow members, I want to thank the executive of the organization for keeping the accounts of the association, and also thank the external auditor for the professional job done so far. However, I want to make a observation on only two items. The first is the impairments. The second is the income and expenditure on the AGM. Can we manage, I'm talking in case of the future, can we manage to work within our income so that we'll not be spending beyond what comes in? At least, this is not the first time we've been doing this. This is the 49th AGM. Can we work within the income so that the difference between income and expenditure will not be too much? I mean, going to negative. That's number one. Number two, the impairment. I look at 2023 is over 30%. 2024 is over 25%. Can we maintain a consistent percentage so that we will be consistent with what we're doing? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. On your first observation, that's actually part of what was discussed at the joint ESCO and BOT meeting last night, and we resolved to, work extensively on that. And part of the steps that we want to take to safeguard against that is actually to start much earlier in our preparation. I think with that, it will help us to manage our costs effectively. Thank you very much. So on the impairment charge, I'll allow the external auditor to take that.
All right, for the impairment charge, we used the IFRS 9 ECL model provisioning for that. And if we are conversant with it, we know that there are different factors taken into consideration when preparing the provisioning. So due to changes in the country also, in the economy, those factors changes year to year. So there might be, that's why you notice that 30 to 25 is not so huge a difference, but it's usually almost within the same range if we look at it. But the factors that we consider when doing the provisioning is not something we can control. It's based on the economic factors that are being considered when preparing the provisioning.
Thank you very much. Alaji, I hope that's... Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Okay, my name is Tunde Dada, Managing Partner at Excel Landscape Travel and Tours Limited. I want to lend my voice to appreciate the leadership going by the statistics I'm seeing right now. I think they have tried. It shows accountability. It shows leadership. But if you can have at least a surplus in your account, it shows a bit of transparency. Another area I want to look into is the area of the professional charges. Let the association work on that. It's too low. It shows we are not giving that area a push. I think it should be more higher, in terms of what I saw here, in the area of training and other things. I think that should be given a bit more focus. I think it should be more higher. That's my contribution.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I mean, as we really appreciate your feedback because you know from feedback it actually makes you better, and you know where you're deficient and where you need to improve upon. However, it was evident from what we all saw here today with the presentation of the new intakes, starting from last month, March, the program has started and it's going to run like that for the rest of the year. Like the VC, announced, it's just the first of the many training that will come. That was meant for the new intakes. There's arrangement, there are plans to also train the existing members in different ways. And it's going to really be a very, very busy year for the Training Institute. And I can assure you that by the time we're presenting our report next year, there will be a significant difference in this figure. Thank you very much, sir, for your feedback. God bless you. So is there any other question from the floor? Any other question, please, before we round up? Our time is fast spent. All right, in the absence of no other question, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Executive Council of NANTA, we hereby present the financial statement for year 2024 to the House. Mr. Olakwale.
Okay. Good evening, good afternoon, members. Upon the presentation, I'll call on any member in the floor to move a motion to adopt the audited account for 2024 as presented by the Financial Secretary. Any member?
Good afternoon once again. My name is Mustafa Mohammed, Public Relation Officer, NANTA Northern Zone. I wish and hereby move for the adoption of the financial report for 2024. Thank you so much and God bless.
A seconder, please. A seconder.
I second the motion for the adoption of the financials for the year 2024. My name is Bumi Ozolwa of Links and Tours Limited.
Thank you. So carried. The budget. Budget.
All right. Can we have the budget for 2025 on display, please? All right. This is our budget for year 2025. And from the budget, you can see that we have three main source of income. Number one is the annual dues. And from the annual dues, we base it on estimate of 1,000 members for renewal. And for the new members, we based it on 500 members. And also for the new ID card that has just been relaunched today, we based it on 1,000 members. Then also for the Okay. Yeah, estimates based on NCA payments, we're looking at 120 members. And for the AGM attendees, we base it on 400 members. So if you look at it, this is a very conservative budget, because if we say we have up to 6,000 members and we have over 3,500 financial members. So if we're expecting 1,000 members to pay annual dues for year 2025, it is actually not encouraging. So, but based on the antecedents, so that is why, we are very conservative in our approach. So, but we encourage members to please make it a point of duty to pay their annual dues, because our income actually it's predominantly based on annual dues. So we are trying everything possible to increase, to widen the scope of our income, so that at least we can have more money to do other things. But based on what we have now, it's 1,000, and we're looking at adding another 500 new members to it. And for the ID card, same 1,000. So for the AGM attendees, we were looking at 400. But what we actually have that registered for the AGM, we had about 380 members that registered for the AGM. So if we look at this, the assumptions that we have on, sorry, excuse me, Stanley, what's this? Where's the total now? So based on the figures that I just gave up there, so our estimated total income for year 2025 is 125 million naira, 580,650 naira. So our total expenses proposed expenses for year 2025 is 87,340,067 naira. So we are expecting to have a surplus of 38 million naira, 240,584. So that is the budget for year 2025, and we are already in April, at the beginning of April. So if there's any question, I'm available to take that very quickly so that we can move on to the next program. Is there any question, opinion, suggestion, observation? Anyone? Alaji Monsuru, ever present.
Mr. Treasurer, Mr. President, standing on the existing protocol. We suggested last AGM, that we should be having the comparative figure for the budget and the actual. That is the 2024 actual compared with the 2024 budget, so that averagely we can be able to see the activities of the executive, how far executive is able to walk their talk in the previous year. So if we cannot get it this year, please, can we get it against next year in 2025 budget? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. If I understand you, the actual for 2024.
Yes,
now compare it to
the budget of 2024.
Oh, okay.
Comparing
okay.
the two so that we can be able to know the variance.
Oh, okay. So that you can measure the performance
exactly,
of
sir.
the budget vis-a-vis
the actual that was actually
expenditure.
incurred.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
We'll take note of that.
Thank you,
Stanley, please note it so that we can take it into consideration next time. So, any other observation, please, before we move on?
Anyway, I just want to quickly respond to the request of Alaji now on the comparison figure that you are requesting for, so that we won't make it to be a norm or believe that it is something that is required. I don't think it is of essence, because the budget, by constitution, we're to present a budget, right? And the budget has been presented. And for 2024, the audited account has been given to you to examine the actual activities that were done in 2024. So it's like you are giving them additional, 2025. No, we've done 2024 already. So you can't say we should compare 2024 with 2025 actual, or 2024 with 2024 actual. It's like we are now representing audited account for you. So if you want to evaluate performance, the audited account is prepared, and the changes in the figures has already been given in the previous year and the current year. I don't think it's of essence to be giving you actual versus performance. It's more of internal document. Alaji, let's raise the case for this one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olagbade. So, any other observation before we close? So, in the absence of any other comments, observation, or question, we hereby present the 2025 budget to the House for adoption. Mr. Olagbade.
Okay, we'll quickly call on any member on the floor to move a motion to adopt the budget as a working document. Who will help us to pass it? Yeah. Closing remark.
My name is Mr. Ike Marius Obinale. The presentation is a wonderful one, and I can see transparency. After more suggestion and some opinions, I stand to adopt the budget of 2025.
Seconded by, let it be.
My name is Kelechi Rocky Travels. I hereby second the adoption of the 2025 budget. Thank you.
So carried. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will hand over the microphone to the National Publicity Secretary for the next item on the program. Mrs. Lola Adewale, you have the floor. Or more like, you have the mic.
It's so easy to have the mic after they've spoken about money. If you look on the agenda for the day, on the brochure, we are finished with the NANTA financial audited statement and the financial budget.
we move on swiftly for the open floor for questions and comments. So if there's any question and comment from members, anything from executive council to how the secretariat is run, any issues with the airline, any area of concern, this is where we take the question and answer. Mr. President is here with every other executive council members. This is the AOBMA. And then we have two proposals for the House. There are two proposals for the House. One is a proposal to increase the annual dues to 50,000 at the national level. And the second proposal is to increase the entry level. The entry level, this is for new members that want to join NANTA. This is not for the existing members. For the existing members, we want to increase our annual dues from 25,000 to 50,000. And then for the new entrants, this for new members that want to join, we want to increase that to 250,000. That's for new members. Now, 250,000 sounds like a lot of money. But when we weigh it with the benefits that comes with that amount of money, then it's a lot easier to manage. So for you to come into our association, the 250,000 covers 100,000 for training. So the trainings that people have had to pay for, you will have that training for free for that 250, under that 250,000. That 250,000 also will have your annual dues in the 250,000. And the 250,000 will have what we call the development fee for NANTA. So the 250,000 is broken down in that way. So it's not like you are just paying the 250,000 and you don't have any benefits. But we can't move on with those except we have agreement of the House. So we're putting it to the House. I like when Alhaji Mansuru mentioned that we should spend according to our budget. Yes, I totally agree. But the things that we want to do and the things that we should be doing at our 50th, because by the time you are 50, they should be doing some checks and balances. The things we would love to do as a 50-year-old association, we're unable to do them because of the income that we have. Our annual dues is what is used to run the secretariat daily and other activities and things that we need done. I know Dr. Pinero had mentioned a few things that we need to do and we should do. Those things will cost a lot of money as well. This AGM was at 25,000, and I'm sure you can agree with me that what we have spent and seen here today is much more than the 25,000 that we have paid, because the secretariat have to augment the other balance, and that's where you see all those figures that we have. Having said that, we cannot move ahead except everything is brought to the floor of the House and members agree. So those are the two proposals that we have for now. Questions, please, and if you agree, we can move the motion, and then we can move on to the next things that we have. Stanley. Alhaji Mustafa's hand is up. Any other? Yes, ma, I see your hand, ma.
Once again, good afternoon. My name is Mustafa Mohammed, PRO Northern Zone. It is, when you talk about money, you know you have to be a little bit calm. It is very, very clear that there will be need to increase this money as you have stated there. But my challenge is that we have a lot of our number as agents is much. But the agents that pay, they are very, very low compared to the number of agents that we have. So basically, our lack of money is probably not the increase like that, but it is for us to check our books and make sure that those agents that are not paying, maybe they don't pay me. So if they are peme, we should know, strike them out of our books, so that we know that the ones that are alive, we will reach them alive, and they will pay for their subscription, which will in turn increase our income. Now, having said that, everybody knows that things have changed in Nigeria, and it can be different with the association. So the association thinking of increasing subscription is not entirely a bad idea. In fact, it's a good idea. So the only thing I will do is that if my first point has been taken note of, I will make a personal plea. If we can increase the number of people that are paying these dues, then we can also find a way to make existing member subscription 40,000 naira and new members 220, so that I won't be too selfish about existing members. Because for the new members, we need to take note of the fact that the new industry standard is that whoever is going to come into this association must be well informed. We don't have somebody that will be telling customer that if you have to change your ticket, you need to go to the airline office. We need people to tell customer if they want to change their ticket at 2 a.m., we as travel agents are ready. Because before now, there was an advert. A company, an online company, had an advert where the first thing is that an agent phone is ringing. It is ringing and the agent is not picking. So, and it is that they use to also promote their own product. That they are online, but the agent is sleeping. So, if you have a company, please let somebody among the numerous staff that you have, let him be awake 24 hours, because customers can get stranded at any time. So, for the purpose of training, and for the purpose of the fact that we want this industry to be well informed, I support the motion to say that, no, it's a personal plea, that the new members 220 and the old, the existing members 40,000 naira. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. There are two hands up. There are two hands up. Mr. President, you'll have to respond to that. But there are two hands up, is there any?
Thank you very much. Standing on a 16 protocol. My name is Dr. Femi Adegbola from Western Zone, Financial Secretary, Western Zone. I want to appreciate your efforts so far, so good. And I want us to consider one thing, sir. It is good we increase the fee, but we have to consider the situation around, especially the existing members. I wouldn't mind if we can, the training is fine, it's okay, but if we can round it up 200 for the new intake, and we still hold the existing member probably till next year. It's a passionate appeal, because when we consider as we pay the national, so we pay the zonal dues as well. And the state is there. The federal due is there. We still have unforeseen circumstances. Office maintenance are there. And we can see what is happening in the market. So let's just, I want to make a passionate appeal, if we can shift it till next year. Thank you.
Sir, so you're, okay, Kelechi, please. So you're asking that we move the increase to next year for existing members, and then you are asking that for the existing members, is also going to be next year. The increase will take effect from next year, not this year. For next year, yes. For the existing member increase of 50,000 is next year, sir, because some people have already paid their dues. Anyways, we're already in April. People have paid their dues for 2025 already. So we're talking about next year. And then for the new intake, if that is accepted at this floor, that will start from tomorrow, 10th of April. Because that's for the new intake. But for the existing members, yes, it's next year.
Sorry, what I'm trying to say is, after the next AGM, not, you know what you are saying will affect after the next AGM.
No, that's 2 years.
Next year is the next AGM.
Yeah, but the next AGM is in April. And you will have paid your
it will
you have to pay your dues.
It will take effect after the AGM.
Which is 2026. That's what I'm saying. Because for you to be able to attend the 2025 AGM, you will have paid your dues for 2025. So it will be 2026. Okay.
Sorry, before you get, sorry, Oga, sorry, what we are trying to do, before we can effect any change in terms of these dues, we must ratify it on the floor of this AGM. So if you don't do it today, that means we have to wait until 2026 AGM and we'll bring up this matter again, we'll discuss it. So before we can effect those changes, it's going to be in 2027. That's what it means. Because if we agree on it now, then it's going to take effect for the new members. It's going to take effect from tomorrow. But for the existing, it's going to take effect on next calendar year because our account run from January to December. Do you understand me, sir? Thank you.
Sir, there's a hand up. There's a hand up, sir. Reverend, I'll come to you, sir.
Okay, I would just say a few things before I move the motion for the adoption of the increase in annual dues and entry for new members. So firstly, 50,000 naira divided by 12 is about 4,000 plus per month. That's about 4,100 naira per month. I think it's fair enough, given the current realities of today. And like you said, like Auntie Lola said, the increase will take effect from 2025 because we've already paid our dues for 2024. So what that means is that the increase will come in effective January 2026. So I think that is fair enough. And then for the entry level, this is a professional association. Barrier to entry has to be super high. That way we reduce incidences where, so somebody comes on the platform, for example, and is asking what is BSP. If you're an IATA agent, you shouldn't be asking what is BSP on an IATA platform. That means you don't even know what you are doing. So I support and move the motion that the barrier for entry should be high, and I support the 250,000 for entry members and the increment of 50,000 naira effective from 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you very much for the privilege. There is something I want to call attention to. When we talk about entry level at 250,000 because of the training, the question I want to ask is, are we trying to say that every new intake must take the training? And the reason I'm asking is because majority of us, we do trainings too in our organizations. So when we are giving out trainings and people are already subscribing and I'm recruiting my students to come and join NANTA, are you asking them to still repeat the same lectures, the same knowledge they've acquired under my agency and still be paying? So we have to look into it. if they're already trained and they have a certified NANTA agent that have already done the training, I don't think they should be forced to take another course. So you have to look at that. Thank you.
Okay, so
because if you compulsory it, it's like taking the food off our tables. Think about it.
Take the food. Okay, I didn't get that submission, ma. No. I don't get the submission.
What I mean is,
okay,
if I'm doing the training,
okay,
and
as a training school or as a NANTA member?
No, training school under my agency.
Okay, so you...
And I've already trained my students, and one of the criteria I do tell them is, after your graduation, you are joining NANTA. And at the point of entry, you are still telling them to come and take another course, compulsorily. So that is where I want us to look at it. That if any NANTA agent who has a school already issued a certificate, you should know that the knowledge has already been shared.
Okay, ma.
And
I'll respond to that.
Should not be forced to
I think the training committee chairman should share the modules for training. The modules on training are not just ticketing and reservation. They're not modules that is around hotel reservation or cruise. There are models, the models and the modules for this particular training centered around our association. It's not a knowledge loss, because I was part of a training that they had recently, and it's only at the tail end that they talk about ticketing and reservation. And even if not all of the people that were on that training, they are already certified people that have been to training schools and they have their own company. So it wasn't double for them, because one, they learned about the Constitution, our past president, our processes, what NANTA is all about, and also the ease and what is involved in doing our businesses, which involved business accounting. They had an accounting management session. They had mentorship sessions. So it's not competing with the training school or what we have learned there. And also, the percentage of people that will have gone through your training school, they're not as much as people that will apply for you to be a NANTA member. It's not everybody that has applied that have gone to a training school. So, but we're not in competition with our members that has training school. In fact, one of the members that is part of the committee on the training committee has a training school. Two, actually. There are people that own their own training schools, and they're using their skills and expertise to join the training committee to add to the models at which is produced. We're not in any competition with any training school. We're just saying that to be a member of NANTA, we have to teach you our values, we have to teach you our standard, and we have to let you know that as a member of this association, this is the kind of standard that we expected from you. So if you have done a master or MBA or whatever in mass communication, you can choose to be an engineer. 2 or 3 more degrees doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Thank you very much, my able PRO. Let me just simplify it to my dear sister this way. The fact that you study law in any university in the world or in Nigeria doesn't exempt you from going through the Nigerian law school in Nigeria to practice as a lawyer.
So, please. We'll take that as the last question. I can't see any other hand up.
Okay, thank you very much. All protocols duly observed. My question is that, is this registration you're talking about is different from the one that is on the website presently? Because at the point when my organization was renewing our registration for this year, we paid 75,000 naira. So if you said you're moving it from 25 to 50, and then we already paid 75, how does that work?
What zone are you from, ma?
Abuja zone.
Okay. So with every zone has their zonal dues. You have the national dues and you have the zonal dues. What you pay per zone differs from one zone to another.
Okay.
But what we're talking about is the national dues. So even at the zonal level, the zones are also increasing per their zonal decisions. But for the national dues is what we're talking about, which used to be 25,000. And as at this morning, is 25,000, and it will be 25,000 until we agree at this house for 2026 for that figure to change.
So does this zonal deals, is it on the website at the moment?
Everything is on the website. IPP, you want to say something?
To actually help her there, I actually raised that observation, and the ESCO has taken it up with the IT company. What is missing is the breakdown. They just put one lump sum, so people don't understand what they are paying for. So I expected this question to arise because we had raised it with the IT company. So going forward, they will break it down, national zone, and each zone is different. The increase on the zonal level has already taken effect, because it was from the zonal ESCO to their members. They made that decision, and that has taken effect. National doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, but the national has to be on the floor of the AGM board. That has been notified, and the IT guys are working on it. That once you log in, you will see the breakdown, zonal, national, so you understand the total of what you are paying.
Thank you, ma'am. So are we moving the motion, Mr. President? Oh, motion has been moved. Seconded by. Oh, seconded by.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you once again, exceptional executives. You are doing extraordinarily well, and I want to sincerely say that based on the motion that has been moved by someone at the back, considering that the things have also gone so high, I noticed that NCA at a point had to increase theirs also, and then various units has also have to do this. In fact, I was also hearing that Zona unit has also increased, which is also not out of order, considering that this has been for a long time within this range. And with what you have also said, I'm sure the ESCO have made a whole lot of discussion on this matter, and I want to believe in your judgment. So on that note, I humbly join the team to support the motion that the House please should accept this, and let us move to the next agenda. God bless you.
Your name, sir?
My name is Thank God Okawo.
Agency zone. No, that was a joke. Thank you very much, sir. So we have those two moved and passed, so from tomorrow will take effect. Mr. President, at the beginning of his tenure, started with 8 committees. So we have 8 committees set up, and at the last town hall meeting, the 8 committees, they did their presentations to us. Some of the committees are still working. They are going to come up with proposals, but they're still working. But we have one, which is the Welfare Committee. They already have 3 proposals that they want us to discuss with the House, so they can go in and work on it. One of it is the HMO. They've negotiated with an HMO company that can cover us as travel agents and then to our staffs. They've also spoken to someone in the cooperative section, so we can have cooperative. NANTA can have its own cooperative. I know the project committee, they're working on like a NANTA housing project. And for us to be able to achieve that, we will have to have a cooperative. So the welfare committee, they are proposing for NANTA to have a cooperative as an association, and for them to be able to further work and get more information, they need our approval in the House so they can move forward. The third one is a group life. At the beginning of this AGM, it's unfortunate that Alhaji Malam Zak had to stand up here and ask for a 1-minute silence. We don't want to be doing that, but it's part of life, so we agree. But when such incidents happen, we want to encourage and we want to try and make sure that members are covered. Not only are they covered, but their family members are covered when unfortunate incidents happen. And that's what the group life is about. So for the welfare committee to move on with the work that they have done at the moment, they need the House to rectify those 3 key points that they are working on. So I'll please need for us to move a motion to adopt those 3 points that they have or if we have any question, the chairman of that committee is seated here. I'm sure she will be able to respond to your question and we can move on quickly. Please, if you agree, I'll need a member of the House to move motion for us to adopt for NANTA to 1, have a cooperative, 2, have an HMO, and 3, to have a group life that we will be proposing to members after they have done their own due diligence on the companies that we're going to use for those 3 things. Alhaji Mustafa. Boniface. Abi.
Good evening once more. I want us to take note of some of the things Dr. Pinero said in his presentation pertaining the association itself. Things like HMO, group life, and cooperative, they have serious financial implications. And sometimes when these things happen, the body that is responsible needs so many legal backings in order for it to be able to pursue some of the consequences that will come along with the intricacies that come with all these programs. It is in this light that I want to remind the association that in order to move forward with this, we have to check all this legal stuff to make sure that whatever we are doing will be able to stand the test of time, because HMO, group life, and cooperative itself, they have so many underlying legal consequences. Now, when you bring people together and you ask people to contribute money to a particular program, then you know that you are moving from one thing to another. And some of those things include the fact that financial institutions have their own guidelines, and the association must make sure that all these loopholes are taken care of before we can move forward with this kind of program. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. So what the committee, what they're asking for is the permission to go and investigate more, not to actually set it up at the moment. They've done a bit of groundwork, but for them to move on with the work they have done, they need permission. Because, like you have rightly said, everything that we do, as long as it carries the name of NANTA, Alhaji Malam Zak is on the line as a BOT. Alhaji Aminu Agoa is on the line as BOT. Mr. Daisy Olotu is also on the line as a BOT. Because Mrs. Duro Simieti, because they are the custodian of the association. So nothing will pass without their approval, as in setting it up and having a name, as long as it will be called NANTA. But the committees, they need the approval of the House, that they even have the buy-in of members to further investigate their findings and then bring to the House what it is, their proposal, as quickly as possible when these findings are done. But they can't move further if you don't agree to them doing the work, if it makes sense. So we need to either move a motion to adopt or to drop the vision. Yes, it is. So we're not bringing a document to sign at the moment. No, sir. We're just asking for members to adopt the idea at least. Alhaji Malam Zak. Alhaji Malam Zak.
Good afternoon, House. I just want to throw more light on whether we should go for HMO or group life insurance. HMO is a bit an expensive insurance cover to undertake. Therefore, from my experience and as an insurance man, I want to recommend that the committee looks critically at suggesting to us a group life insurance policy. The premium is cheaper and the coverage is wide. That is just my bit of contribution. We should go for group life instead of HMO. Thank you.
Okay. I think one of the things that Mr. President has done is to always have the right peg in the right hole, and that's working for us. The current chairman of the Welfare Committee, she's also an insurance person like yourself. So, Auntie Ronnie is here. She's sitting right on the right-hand corner. She's the chairman of the Insurance Committee. So she has a full understanding of what you have just mentioned, sir. And by the time they do their investigation, they will bring it to your table to approve as a BOT. And before that is implemented, it's just to have the motion adopted here for them to further investigate what they are working on, sir.
Mustafa Mohammed, Vigo Coverings Limited. I move for the adoption of the vision to look into these 3 items. In fact, just 2 minutes ago, Alhaji Zak had put more light on what I was trying to caution. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. There's a hand up at the back. We'll take that as the last question.
No, I thought that was a supporter. I wanted to support.
No, seconded. That's fine. I'm just saying, I'm just saying there's a hand at the back after you, ma. So you have just seconded. Okay, sorry. So that's fine. Oh, you are going to second. Okay, so you have thirded. That's fine. Thirded, that's good. Yes. So those are the issues that we have. Is there any question before we close this session so we can go to the exhibition booth and come back for the cocktail? We're having a cocktail here. Mr. Ladipo I'll give the mic to Mr. Ladipo to round up. Oh. Okay, sorry. Sir, I'm going to take your name and agency because an ESCO member cannot second it. Sorry.
Moshood Fatah is my name. I'm from Farwell Consult. I hereby second the motion for the idea of cooperative, HMO, and the group life insurance to be looked into. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the call to order. I didn't stay long enough in my government class. I didn't realize I needed to do that. So on this note, Mr. Ladipo.
All right, sorry, very quickly before we move to the next program. Yes, it's going to do that shortly after this. So now, as you can see from our financial report presentation, you can see that we have a lot of money that is hanging in there. Now, just quickly, so let me just cut to the chase. For every single one of us, if you have not paid your dues in the last 2 years and above, at the joint meeting of the BOT and the ESCO last night, we have agreed that by the Constitution, it says after 2-3 years, your name is actually meant to be deleted from the system. And when that is done, that means you have to re-register. And as presented by Mr. Adewale, if you need to re-register, that means you are paying the 250,000 naira. So if you have not registered, you have not renewed your membership in the last 2 years and above, the Joint BOT and ESCO, they have given 3 months window to allow you to make that payment. And the 3 months start from August. So you have from April. So you have April, May, and June. By the 1st of July, we'll start to delete the names of those members that are owing in the last 2 to 3 years. So please, we are imploring you to take advantage of these 3 months and clear your outstanding. So if there's anything, if you need any assistance in any way to maneuver through the new website, you have the CEO and his team. They are available to help you with that. So having said that, I will invite Mr. Folami, our national president, to give the vote of thanks. Yes, sir. Oh, no, let's see.
Thank you very much for extending that honor to me. I would like to re-extend the honor, to DP2, Dr. Tokunbo Dagunduro. Please, come and talk to your members. Come and say thank you to them.
Well, distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the National Executive Council, I want to say a big thank you to all members across all the zones for taking out your time to come and ensure we have a successful deliberation. The leadership of the association you have bestowed on us, we have not taken it for granted. I want to assure you that we'll take another step further to commit ourselves to service. For us, it's service to all and not to self. And that will sustain. I want to thank each and every one of you. And we hope to see every one of us come next year that we'll be celebrating the Golden Jubilee of the association. When we journey back to our various destinations, I pray for God's guidance and a safe trip back home. Well, for the sake of confirmation and to notify the members, at the next AGM is going to be an elective AGM, and it's going to be the 50th AGM of NANTA. I think NANTA deserves a round of applause. And 50 years is no joke for us. I want to thank our founding fathers, all the past leaders in the zones and the national, who have served the one capacity or the other. So the next zone that will be hosting the AGM, with the permission of the chairman BOT, today, Madam Zach, I want to call out the VP of Western Zone. Western Zone will be hosting the next AGM. And preparation will start from now. So I wouldn't know if the chairman BOT have a word as I drop the mic for the host zone, sir.
Thank you very much, my second deputy. But I think the ESCO has moved faster than expected. If we are going to celebrate the 50th, which is the golden jubilee of the association, I think it should go to number 1. And that is, I am proposing that AGM be hosted by Abuja. No, hold on. Because, no, it has not been rectified. We only discussed it. No, it was not rectified. It was just discussed. Why I'm saying this is that Abuja has the government agencies we deal with. It will be easier for them to attend our 50th anniversary than inviting them to go to Ibadan. That's number 1. And most of the airlines that we deal with, they all fly in and out of Abuja. So I am appealing to Ibadan, Western Zone, to please give Abuja this. Sorry? No. We are appealing to you. It's an appeal. I know, that's why I say there must have been an error in that decision. we are looking at golden anniversary. It's a big one. No. We are talking about a zone that has the capacity where it is the seat of government. And if you are talking of advocacy, that is where we should strengthen our advocacy with government agencies. So I am moving here that the 50th AGM, the Golden Jubilee AGM, should be hosted by Abuja. And I'm saying this in my capacity as the acting chairman of the BOT for this AGM. Yes. Thank you very much.
I think, good evening, everyone. I think the Oracle has spoken. We as BOT, I think we're not aware of this because it's just the ESCO that did their meeting and they have not come for consultation. So I absolutely agree with the acting BOT chairman. Thank you.
Dear members, you know I said something today when I was doing my presentation, yeah? That we disagree a lot. But there's value in differences. As a matter of fact, value actually lies in the difference between you and I. This issue and this matter is not a matter that will be decided on the floor of the AGM. It's an EXCO decision, yeah? But we have a responsibility to inform BOT. So we assure you that we will get back to you with a favorable feedback, yeah? Without any rancor. Thank you. The vote of thanks has been given. On this note, let me take back the honor that was given to me for the vote of thanks and give the vote of thanks to you to thank you, yeah, for a very successful AGM. And we pray for journey mercies as you go back. And I assure you that we will reconvene happily again very soon. Thank you all and God bless you. Bye.